everyone. I've having a little bit of a relapse at the moment. At least I think that's what it is. I just really wanted to talk about learning how to say no, really, and about trying to pace yourself. Last week, it was really nice in some ways because my wife was on holiday because she works in the school, so we had the week. I had a week with her around, which I always find good. But the problem is that I tend to then do more than what I should. It's really then that I notice how bad things really are. We went away. We drove 200 miles to Wales on the weekend before last to see my sons, and didn't do a huge amount when we were there. But the driving was still. I wasn't driving, but just being a passenger was still quite difficult. We went one day. I went on the Saturday morning and then came back Sunday evening with my sons. And by the Tuesday, we then had my oldest grandson's third birthday, and I was struggling by then. But I still went because I felt I wanted to be involved. It was not something I wanted to miss, so I went along and came home a little earlier. And then by the Wednesday, I woke up with what I thought was the start of a cold, and I haven't had a cold really since I've been ill. It's strange because I used to get full colds regularly before I fell ill, but rarely seem to get them. And it started off with, the usual sort of runny nose and sneezing and things, and it lasted about 8 hours and then seemed to fizzle out. But I feel certain that I've picked up a virus and it's knocked me down. But we also had all the children, my two grandsons, around staying quite a bit over that week. One's 3 and the other's 1, and they're very good little boys. But just the fact we've got wooden floors, and every time something bangs it sounds 100 times more loud than what it is, and the whole thing, I love having them here and love having them with us, but the whole thing in the end was becoming more and more difficult to cope with. And I find this one of the most difficult parts of this illness, is that you really want your family around you, you want to be involved in things, and yet it's so difficult because there's always a payback. And if you say something, it sounds as if you're trying to stop other people's fun. And I'm always aware that my wife does so much more than what I have to, so much more she should be having to. At our time in life, we should now be able to be enjoying our children and having more freedom, but instead this illness restricts us both in what we're able to do. It doesn't just affect me. And I know since we lost David, having the grandchildren around is a great comfort for her. It is for me as well, but it's not easy for me to deal with. And I know there are times, like when we went away, I should have said, no, I stay here and not gone. And yet I would have felt I'd missed out. And the same with the birthday party. Perhaps I should have stayed and not gone. But again, I would have missed out on being there for my grandson's birthday. But I feel over the last week that I have gone downhill quite a bit, and even sitting here at this moment I'm feeling very unsteady and nauseous and really not well at all. I don't really know how you deal with this whole business of pacing and saying no when your mind says you want to be involved, being able to maintain the relationships that you have with people. See, for me, I think there's three things to this. One is I just want to be involved and don't want to have to give up doing things I enjoy doing. The second thing is I really don't want my wife to feel limited and she's got time off. Don't want her to feel limited in what she's able to do, and I know she does, because with things that we just can't do anymore, we would have gone out walking, all sorts of things, but it's not possible. I don't want to do that, and the third thing is I don't want to look like a miserable old man, really, and keep saying no. It feels like that. It feels as if you're just being miserable, and it's not the case. It's just that my body and my brain is saying no more, you need to rest. And I guess that's the thing that all of us with this illness struggle with. It is made worse by the fact that it's so badly understood by the medical profession, and we're often made out to look as if we are mentally ill in some ways. Anyhow, I think I've spoken long enough, and I think I need to rest, because my groovy movements are back again. I will catch up with you all sometime soon, no doubt. Bye for now.